and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel. I'm so glad to be back. I'm ready to share knowledge and information with you guys and just share my experience and what I'm going through. In February, I lost someone so close to me, someone that I loved and adored, and that was my little baby. She was only 15, turning 16. When I got the news, I had the most panic attack I haven't had in a very long time. I felt like my heart was gonna jump out my chest, and I needed time to mourn, I needed time. And I'm back. And I thought for today, I'll just explain where my head's been at, how I've been processing this grief. And grief and sorrow is something that we all go through at some point in our life, right? We all have had some kind of loss in our life, and processing it is the hardest thing to do because you ask yourself questions. When it's somebody who's had a long life, that makes sense. But when it's somebody so young, it just never makes sense. Even though we know it's out of our control. But losing my baby, my little sister, having this loss in my family made me take a few steps back to make sense of my emotions, make sense of life, just trying to understand, because I did not expect this, of course. It was just shock. It was just like the universe just pulled a rug under my feet in the midst of me doing all the self-love exercises in February and content that I never even get to post. But I needed to take a step back and check in with my emotions and check in with my feelings. Doing that, I just started doing grief exercises, loss, mourning exercises. I started meditating. I tried to make sense of not just the death that was so unexpected. And when I got that phone call, it just felt like everything in my world just crushed. Things didn't make sense, and I couldn't sit here and talk about self-love, self-help exercises when I myself didn't have the strength to do it all. I had to take time out and just get back into my feelings, get back into my emotions, and just take care of my own self, isolated. If you've lost somebody close to you and you're trying to make sense of the loss, the thing that I've been doing a lot is writing letters. When you lose one person, it reminds you of all the people you've lost. It's just how grief is. And for me, being a trauma survivor, I have a lot of survival guilt. I've been in situations where I should have been dead. So when somebody young passes away, especially somebody young that I love and adore, it takes me to a place of, why am I still here? And that's what I was going through. I had a whole lot of survival guilt. I was trying to make sense of it. I was trying to understand why things happen, but I still don't. So the best way for me and my mourning or grieving way was to write letters. Writing letters to my loved ones that I've lost. When I wrote these letters, I got to realize that it wasn't so much the death. You know, with death, we think that, oh my God, I'm never gonna see this person. But it wasn't about seeing this person. It wasn't about seeing the physical form. It's about feeling. And when it happens, you can't feel people's spirits. You can't calm yourself. So when I was writing the letters about what I was going to miss. I'm not talking about the physical feeling. It's the love, it's the attention, it's the light, it's the personality. And for me, being thousands of miles away from my family, when I get a phone call that somebody has passed on, it's like an illusion for me, because it's like I'm here alone, and it's just like, oh, that person's still back in South Africa, so I'll deal with it when I get there. But this one was very, very different, because this was my baby. I loved her so much, and it didn't make sense because I spoke to her a week before she passed, and I didn't know anything. I didn't get any sense of anything was wrong. So that's what made it hard for me. So I started writing letters about the guilt that I had and how I was feeling. And the conversations were more the conversations that, what would I say if I could physically talk to that person here in the afterlife? So these letters kind of helped me to make sense of my emotions. And the more I kept writing these letters, the more I understood that they're still here in spirit. I know people have been saying that for a long time. Oh, just don't worry, they're just gone. The physical form is gone, but spiritually they're still here. I know, we all know these things, right? But when it happens, it's so hard to believe it and feel it. The more I got into writing these letters, the more deeper I started understanding that it was more me, or it was more of my ego that couldn't let go. My ego just couldn't understand. But then when I connected with my soul connected with what was happening. Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza helped me a lot, and journaling helped me a lot. So writing down my emotions and writing the letters definitely helped me. It helped me to make sense of where I'm at. But now that I'm back and I'm ready to share the information. I'm ready to just share my experience. When I started this channel, I didn't even know what I was going to do. I just knew that I was going through the emotions. I was in my holistic journey, and I was just getting so many nuggets that I wanted to share it with you guys. And now when this happened, I had to take a step back and think deeper of what I want to share. And I have to be very considerate about what I say. My channel, my goal is to heal, not just heal myself, it's to help people. I started this channel not having a complete understanding of what I wanted to do, honestly. But I knew that there were emotions and feelings and things that I was learning about myself that I felt like I needed to share. I felt like there were people that were going through things like me and felt isolated but didn't know. I wanted to express myself. I've never been a person to completely express myself. I didn't know how to express myself. So it was kind of hard sitting here and talking about a lot of things. Yes, people may say, oh, I can be the life of the party, I can be this, I can be that, but I'm an introvert. And so now I want to be able to sit here and tell you guys everything. And maybe I can learn too from you guys. I can learn how you guys are coping with y'all's grief, how you're coping with your anxiety, how you're coping with whatever it is in life that is making you feel insufficient or unhappy. I want this platform to be a platform for healing and growing. I want this platform to be a place where we can all come and talk about our feelings, our pain, our happiness, our self-care routines, anything in our life that's bettering us emotionally, physically, and mentally. And taking a few weeks back, it made me realize, like, losing my little sister made me realize how short life is and how unimportant the things that we thought were important aren't. I took a step back and I was like, no, I need to think about what information I want to put out there that will spark a light in someone to make them feel like healing is something that does not have a destination, but it's a journey that they want to be a part of. And this is the journey that I want all of us to be a part of. It's healing and loving and growing and learning. And my little sister was so loving. She had a soul that was full of light. And everything that came out of her mouth was full of love, full of compassion. And she was only 15. And she was like this as a baby. I remember she was just, every time she texted me, I love you, I miss you. It's not even one time that she never told me she loved me when we spoke. And losing her made me realize that that's what it was. That short lifespan was that light. It was that light that just sparked within our family, and it was a light that I felt like I needed to become. I needed to become more loving. Or every time I have a conversation with someone, I need to express my warm, loving feelings. There's nothing wrong with being a burst of sunshine, and that's what she was to all of us, especially to me. And losing her, it felt like that sunshine, just like the sun became a moon, but a very dark moon. And that's what it is about. That's what death is about. It's about learning what it is about that person, the nuggets that we can take. I was so focused on what she could have become, but I forgot who she was in those weeks of grieving, until I had my epiphany, and I'm just like, you know what? I want to become her. I want to have loving conversations. I want to express my love. I want to be lovable to people. Even when people say negative stuff to other people about those people, I want to have my own perceptions about people and my own experience with them. That's who she was. And I think that's what we do with grief. We find the positive things in those people that we lose, and that's what we carry with ourselves. Because every time I cried and I thought of losing her, I felt like it was better to keep her alive by becoming her. For me, that was how I could sit here and say, okay, I'm back. I'm back, and I need to be back because I need to heal. And I am healing, and I'm growing, and I'm learning. If there's anyone who has lost a loved one, take some time out. Do not force yourself to do anything that you cannot do. Do not ignore the feelings. I know I tried to. I had to sit down. It felt like every morning I woke up, there was this, I took a deep breath. It was just a heavy feeling sitting here. So I had to do a lot of tapping. I had to do a lot of meditation and journaling, and some days I didn't even do anything. I just didn't have the strength, and that was okay too. I would suggest write a letter every time you just feel frustrated. Another thing that also helped me was closing my eyes and taking a few deep breaths and remembering my loved ones. That also helped me a lot. And of course, therapy. The thought of never seeing somebody feels like internal death within yourself, and then your ego holds on to that, and that just grows into something that can be negative. And then you have your soul will be like, it's okay, it's understanding, it's loving, it makes sense of things that doesn't make sense. It allows you to move forward. It allows you to love again. Because that's all it's about. It's loving each other, growing. I don't want to keep this video too long. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. I missed y'all, and I'm back. I'll be back to doing our recipes, tea times with Czernaaz, self-care routines. I'm trying to make it a little bit more fun. I know I've been too serious, and I've been in this journey of healing and growing and understanding myself, understanding my emotions, understanding my feelings, my personality, healing my inner wounded child within myself, nurturing my inner wound child, just nurturing myself. And now I feel like I'm ready to take over the world. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys like, subscribe, and share, and we'll be back.